welcome to another episode of the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. Folks, it's our job to give you the most interesting about the world of sports, entertainment, odd news, and whatever else we happen to stumble across in an hour-long podcast. How you guys doing? I'm Rich Liebig.
I'm Michael Costanzo.
And before we get into all the news topics at hand, Mikey, my friend, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. I got a chance to see Oppenheimer this past weekend. So the
jumping right into it.
Yeah, the Barbenheimer has been completed.
You've done the cycle.
I did the cycle. I did not watch it back to back because that's just insane. That would be
5 hours of movies.
5 hours of movies, but you have to factor in trailers beforehand. I mean, you're looking at like maybe 6.5 hours at the theater. It's just too much. But I did see Oppenheimer. It was a long movie. It was 3 hours long. But it was a thrilling ride. It didn't necessarily feel like 3 hours. I felt like it had a pretty good pace. I felt that it kept you engaged, kept you on the edge of your seat. It's a lot of character drama type stuff. There's no, it's a war movie that's not about the war. It's about the people that were there in New Mexico, spoiler alert, working on the Manhattan Project.
Wait, what?
I know, right? Shocker. But what I really liked about the movie is that, everybody thinks it's going to be about the bomb, and it is about the bomb, but there's so much of the movie about Oppenheimer's life, both before and after that event, right? Which I really appreciated. There was just as much time spent talking, about where he came from and what happened afterwards. That was just as interesting, and I ended up learning a lot because I think it's just, in general, people don't realize what happens to Oppenheimer after World War II. So part of the movie does also go into that, and I, ended up learning a lot of stuff that I hadn't previously known. And it's just a really good sort of commentary on things happening in our own world. It's kind of a heady movie, but it was a thrilling, worthwhile watch.
Does it restore Christopher Nolan's credibility? Because Tenet was kind of a misfire.
Yeah. No, great question, 100%. I mean, Tenet, for me, was one of the worst movies I've seen. Like, it was awful. He named the main character protagonist.
Yes.
Okay, you are so high in your own supply. You're so pompous, naming your own main character protagonist, and he tried to get way too cute, way too, this was almost completely unlike all of his other films. There was no, messing around with like time and space and trying to like
or like a twist
or like I'd imagine
you can't have a twist because it's a biopic.
Right, and he did it so it might have been one of his best films.
Okay.
Yeah. Like he's just a fantastic storyteller. I don't know why he got so into the wibbly wobbly timey wimey stuff that he was so far off
interested in
track.
the mind Fs.
Yeah.
I think after Inception was so well, he wanted to try and do another mind F movie.
Right. Interstellar worked for the most part. I liked Interstellar, but it seemed like he just kept on getting a little like, remember Dunkirk?
Yeah.
Like Dunkirk was weird. Like he added a weird like time dilation element that didn't need to be in it.
Right.
Like the 4 different stories happening at like different
intervals,
at different intervals, but like at different speeds. It was weird.
Right.
Yeah.
So I could see that. So that's interesting. All right. So I'm glad to hear it's a return to form for Mr. Nolan.
Absolutely. I mean, in terms of the cinematography, stunning, the acting, amazing, just the pace and the plot of it, really engaging. And there was one other thing that I wanted to mention, and now I can't remember. So
was it Barbie or Oppenheimer?
No, it was no. I don't remember what it was. It'll come back to me like hours from now, but definitely go see Oppenheimer. It's well worth it.
There
Absolutely.
you go.
Yeah. So that's what I've been doing.
There you go.
What have you been up to?
Yeah, I have a little review of my own.
Okay.
Me and Rachel watched The Witcher season 3.
Okay.
Man, it's tough to start off with because
oh boy, okay.
Because Henry Cavill's leaving.
Right.
And
was this his final season?
Yeah.
How did they do that? Did he just like accidentally fall on a sword or something?
No.
No.
I guess this is.
Is
I
this
guess
spoiler
this might
territory?
Be spoiler. I don't know. It's a little. I mean, I'm not giving away story details.
Okay.
Everything I'm talking about is Henry Cavill related.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's spoiler. I don't know.
I'm very confused.
I don't think it is, but
I think just say it. If people are concerned about Witcher, they'll plug their ears.
I will say there's no send off for him. It's just the story keeps going. Like the last episode didn't feel like a last episode.
Is The Witcher just going to turn into somebody else?
I think so.
They're just going to recast him and pretend like
nothing happened. In terms of the story, it seems like that's the way that they're going about this.
Is it a time jump? Like,
no.
10 years later, he looks a little different.
I mean, maybe, but it just seems like it's the story just like steamrolled over it.
Wow.
It's like I think whoever the showrunner or the producers were, they were just like we don't want to address this at all in the lore.
Huh.
So when that happens and like the season eventually comes to an end, you're just kind of like, oh, that's nothing for Mr. Cavill himself.
Right. No send off and no setup.
Correct.
Weird.
Right.
They're banking on people being able to suspend their disbelief. I mean, that's
not spoiler. I don't think that was spoiler.
No, because
in terms of the story.
No, because everybody knows that Henry Cavill is leaving the series.
Right. So I don't think it's spoiler territory. I think I'm fine.
Right. No, I think you're okay too.
Yeah. Thank you.
Unless somebody out there was thinking that he was going to die, but like the Witcher doesn't die. That's not his.
I mean, you have to like really.
That's not his shtick.
You have to line up everything again. I think you need like a special bullet. You need a special sword.
Yeah.
You need a special.
I mean, isn't the whole gimmick is like the Witcher's like some like crazy good fighter? He's like the best of the best in the whole world. The only person that can take down the monsters.
You need like 3 things to kill him. Like,
yeah.
The moon has to be in the 8th orbit. Like
yeah, it's not. It's not really in the cards.
Right. But I just it seemed odd. When Rachel and I finished the last episode, we were like, that was it? Like, there's no...
It'll be interesting to see the reaction to just a complete recasting with no acknowledgement. I mean, things have done it before.
Right.
Iron Man replaced Rhodes.
Yeah. James Bond
every couple years. Again,
although
the MCU, the Hulk was replaced. Ed Norton was replaced.
Although with this last movie that Daniel Craig did, I mean that was definitely an ending.
Yeah,
I'm not going to go in spoilers there.
Right.
So,
do you think
that's interesting on the Bond franchise that they did the 180 on this? They specifically like gave Daniel Craig a send off on his final movie.
Do you think, knowing the fan bases of science fiction and fantasy, is this going to work as well as other recastings?
I don't think so.
Could you imagine if between episode 5 and 6 they just Mark Hamill's out and they got a new guy?
Yeah, like what?
I feel like with sci-fi and fantasy fans, if you change just even that much,
especially like an established property like The Witcher,
right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think this is going to go over well.
We'll have to see we'll have to see if there's more like hardcore sci-fi fantasy fans or if there's more like casual Netflix fans.
Yeah.
Because if it's more casual Netflix fans, they won't mind. But if it's like like if you think of like the Lord of the Rings or the Star Wars fans, how they would react to a major recasting, it would not go well.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see where the Witcher fans fall on this.
Yeah, but my gut, I don't think this is gonna work. I think.
So you're already geared up for a slight disappointment in season 4.
Yeah.
Damn.
I feel like this is gonna crumble. I think it's gonna be like a House of Cards situations. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think it's gonna be exactly like that. They're gonna have one more season and that's it.
That was a wild. I never finished that series.
Yeah, good thing it was a horrible season.
I can't believe I never finished that series.
I probably told you not to watch it.
You probably did.
Yeah, because I did. I watched that.
No, it was wild. He died. Spoiler. He died off screen.
Yeah, this is a spoiler.
It doesn't matter. The man is a diddler. You can't. He doesn't deserve spoiler
right.
Spoiler alert.
He's a diddler.
Was that not good? Should I not have said that?
That was interesting. I liked your justification on that. He's a diddler over there.
Well, it was very erotic. Yes, indeed. It was erotic.
I feel like I shouldn't have said that. Is that slander or libel? Which is it? I don't remember.
he did have official charges pressed against him.
I
so.
mean, I'm not that far off
Allegedly.
base. Allegedly.
So that's what you got to put. He's
He's an alleged diddler.
There you go. Kevin Spacey.
Should put that.
his
Kevin
bottom
Spacey,
third.
alleged diddler.
Yeah. There you go.
No, but yeah, it's. I don't know. Netflix has this problem sometimes with their series where they just kind of like peter off or like disappear. Like,
this is why, as much as I hate that Succession came to an end, I'm glad it's ending. Like, Succession is ending on top of its game.
yeah.
Like those 4 seasons of Succession, I think hands down, I'd challenge you to find a hole with those 4 seasons.
I've always said the sweet spot for television shows is like 3 to 5 seasons. You get past that mark and things start to come off the rails a little bit. And it gets worse the further away you get from like that 5 or 6 season cap.
Yeah.
You know, have you ever noticed that? Think about the shows that have gone longer. Everybody can think of a show that's gone longer than like 6 seasons.
That shouldn't have.
And think about, where it ends up.
Yeah.
You've run out of road. You run out of runway.
Yeah. So, So
They
I
should
watched
have
The
just
Witcher.
ended it.
Yeah, I know. I wish
They should have just been like, he killed like the big bad dragon or whatever he fights, and that's it.
I was expecting like this season to be like a big conclusion because
Right.
I would have thought they would have want to send Henry Cavill off.
Right.
But no, it just kind of just ends. And then like
They don't want to send him off because they're all mad at each other. They're all like, aren't they? Henry Cavill's
guess.
annoyed at them, and they're annoyed at him.
well, with that ending, I can see why they're all annoyed at each other because it's like pay no attention. Everything is A-okay in Witcher story.
Yeah, don't look over there.
Right. That exists in meta universe. That doesn't happen here in Witcher,
Yeah.
which I don't know. I was very disappointed in it, and I
Well-
think a lot of people are.
We'll see how it goes. I guess there's no news on season 4.
No.
That's not going to be out for a couple years now.
Oh God, it's gonna be bad.
Actually, it might
A
work.
whole new.
It might work.
You're gonna have a whole new Witcher. It's gonna be too far removed. It's
Well,
not gonna work.
what a perfect opportunity to soft reboot. They're just going to soft reboot it. They're going to be like, after 10 years on the road, Geralt of Rivia comes back and more rugged and with a different hair color
and a different face.
and a different face.
He got mauled.
Is that a hint of an accent I hear? Like, yeah,
He got mauled.
he got mauled by a monster.
and had magical reconstructive surgery on his face.
Why not?
Dear God. I mean, oh,
He's wearing a glamour. Make it a fantasy term.
dear God. All right, let's get back to reality.
Yeah.
Screw all this nonsense. Let's launch into the first batch of stories that we want to talk about on this week's episode in the Sports Sampler.
So you're not good at sports. It's a very small part of life.
Sports. In your face. Ha ha!
Sports coming at you. I would say in your face, but are the lights working here? What the? We got a
Yeah,
little
wait.
bit of
So
light.
I need to know if that actually comes through in the video. These lights were flickering, right? I wasn't having a
Yeah,
stroke.
A little bit.
Okay.
Was the Witcher actually hearing
Oh
us?
no! Like Geralt, like the spirit of Geralt was like, "What are you doing?"
I'm in the dark here.
We were about to be.
Yeah.
I'm in the dark here.
We're going to be in the dark at this rate.
Second world power system here in Ambler.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was interesting.
Anyway,
Yeah.
hopefully the electricity lasts long enough for us to get through football season.
That's right, Mike. It's time for you to get excited.
Finally.
We're officially talking football now.
It's motherfucking goddamn sons of bitchin' fucking football.
And I know nothing makes Mike more happier than when we officially leave golf
Oh man,
and
there's no better feeling in the world.
yeah, and we're officially in football season. This Thursday is the first preseason game.
Yep.
So that'll be interesting. Get the blood flowing again with the Hall of Fame preseason game.
Yep.
The Eagles play next week, their first preseason game. So we're about to start the mayhem here. It is a very exciting time. All the teams are doing their various practice camps and open practices and all that fun stuff. So, I mean, we wanted to make that clear. This is officially football time
Yeah.
as we enter August.
Yeah, I mean, pretty soon we're going to be covering, what's happening on and off the field as we make it through the preseason.
Yep.
In
Give
a couple weeks' time, we're going to have to re-debut our Fantastic Four picks.
Yep. We'll give
Every
you,
year,
give you our expert analysis and
expert
our
in
picks.
quotes.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going by what I can make money on the bookies.
You've changed tactics over the years. You used
Yeah.
to just straight pick them, but now now you apply a different sort of angle in thinking.
Yeah, I want to try and win some money.
That's right.
Yeah, I'm trying to use my knowledge for money making.
That's right. You're trying to use it for good.
I don't know about good, but it's
Well, good for you.
good for me. Yeah, take that. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Oh, good for you.
Good for me.
Good for you.
Yes.
But no, this is a really exciting time. I am super pumped for the season. Something about it, coming off of the Super Bowl, it was a tough loss, but I think on paper we still have an incredibly strong team, and there's no reason to think that we would perform any less than we did last year, right?
Yeah, well, you're talking about our own hometown Philadelphia Eagles.
Where are my Eagles?
Yep, Mike has been asking that ever since March.
I don't know where they've been, man.
Well, they're getting warmed up and getting ready to go. In addition to getting warmed up, they're actually getting fashioned up as well.
Yeah, they are.
It's officially announced, the Eagles are doing Kelly Green throwbacks
Yeah.
this season.
This is interesting because they finally got that rule approved where teams can have alternate helmets in addition to the alternate jerseys. So now, apparently the Eagles have been waiting for it and pushing for it because they didn't want to do the Kelly Green jersey.
With the midnight green hat. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So now...
Hat. I said the
hat.
little hat.
Put on a little hat,
No,
little baseball
helmet.
cap. Helmet, yeah. So it's official now. They're going to be wearing Kelly Green Week 7 Sunday Night Football against the Miami Dolphins and Week 12 against the Buffalo Bills. I think two good opponents to bring out the Kelly Green.
Yeah, that's,
there should be fun games.
both against the AFC East. Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any connotation there.
I have no idea. But I'm excited. I like the look. A lot of, I feel like people were so excited for Kelly Green to come back. Did you see the lines? I saw so many articles about the lines at the pro shops in Lancaster and
people
down in South
restocking.
Philly. Oh, my God.
Yeah, crazy.
I was going to get one, but I got one of the old Midnight Green jerseys on sale. They were, doing they were clearing out all the stock. They're like, here, 30% off. I'm like, sure, I'll do 30% off.
There you go. Perfect.
So,
yeah, take advantage of deals.
Yeah, but I'm excited. Are you excited to see the Kelly Green?
Yeah.
We were both we were too young for it.
Yeah, we never really got to watch the Eagles in that era. So.
Yeah, because they changed in '96 to Midnight Green.
Yeah.
What, 7? I don't remember.
Yeah, around that time, 96, 97, yeah. So, looking good. Going to be very cool to see them bring back those throwback Kelly Green uniforms. Very cool.
Yeah.
But there's something else we need to talk about when it comes to the Eagles. More specifically about Jalen Hurts. This is again, I'm going to bring back the sound clip. We're coming back to this territory about Jalen Hurts. Is he the guy?
You are not the guy. You're not capable of being the guy. I had a guy, but now I don't. You are not the guy.
Yep. All throughout last year, Mikey here was doubting whether or not Jalen Hurts was going to be the franchise quarterback that the Eagles need, and every time Mike doubted Jalen Hurts seemed to rise to the occasion, led the Eagles to a Super Bowl run here. I mean, I think Mike probably has changed his tune here. Well, would you say?
Not at all. No,
Really?
No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
No. It took me a while to come around because I didn't want to be hurt again after Carson Wentz.
Yeah.
But I'm ready to love again. And
Wow. Okay.
no, but in all seriousness, I did give Jalen Hurts.
I'll never fall in love again.
I did give Jalen Hurts a tough time last year because I don't know, my expectations were just really high. I didn't want to be led astray by another Carson Wentz type figure, but
You did it so often that I literally had to pull the Breaking Bad clip for our special segment all throughout last year.
You are not the guy. You're not capable of being the guy. I had a guy, but now I don't. You are not the guy.
So,
and to be clear, a lot of it was just a shtick near the midway point of the season. I just kept it going, but early on in the season, I really did doubt the guy, but he silenced me like he silenced every other critic, and there's just always been this X factor about him from about like the midpoint of last season where he was just always on point. I saw like a weird article. The background of his phone, like his phone wallpaper, is him walking through
Yeah.
the Chiefs confetti.
He is upset over that game, yeah.
Yeah, and he's like using that as inspiration. Like, this is a man who is driven, who is focused, and who is a true, the saying is so cliche, but student of the game. Everything I'm reading coming out of training camp and these practices is that he has been just lights out, on point, even better in terms of accuracy and pocket presence than last year. Every sort of measurable you see has him ranked near the top in completion percentage from the pocket, passer rating, the things he's doing through the air on the ground, just absolutely stellar. I think I'm comfortable saying now. I said at the end of last year after the Super Bowl loss, I'll say it again here. I think he is the guy. I think he could be the guy.
All right. Well, that's good. We were able to convince Mikey, but this has been a new article that came out from The Athletic. They might have taken a little bit of a pot shot at Jalen Hurts.
Really?
The Athletic does an annual ranking of the NFL starting quarterbacks. They use a survey of 30 anonymous NFL sources. They usually range from like 10 head coaches, 10 assistant coaches, and 10 people that work in like analytic departments for the various leagues.
Okay.
So you get like a nice little splattering of, kind of coaching schemes, actual in-game matchup action, and then the math nerds that are trying to figure out the story behind the numbers.
Okay.
So what they do is they take those votes and they create these 4 tiers of the top 30 quarterbacks. Let me just read the tiers so that we get an idea of where quarterbacks stand. The bottom one, tier 4, is a quarterback that is an unproven player or a veteran that ideally should not start all 17 games.
Wow. Okay.
So that's tier 4.
Can we get an example of somebody in tier 4 so we can have a frame of reference?
So, for example, this year they've listed Jordan Love because he's unproven. Kenny
Right.
Pickett, unproven. Brock Purdy, unproven.
Brock Purdy, I thought he was the next coming of Jesus Christ himself.
That's only for San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
When you get outside San Francisco limits.
Oh, so he's not really the next Joe Montana.
I mean, only in San Francisco.
Oh, okay. I was a little confused there.
When you leave San Francisco, then reality sets in.
Okay.
So, then you've got like Sam Howell, Desmond Ritter, Gardner Minshew. So
a bunch of rookies and perpetual bench warmers and stuff like that.
Yeah, teams that have no other option to go with.
Right. Okay.
So that's your tier 4. For tier 3, tier 3 is a quarterback that is a legitimate starter but needs a heavy running game or a top defensive unit to win games. Quarterbacks with a lower volume drop back passing offense suits them the best.
Okay.
So examples of this, according to this year's survey, is Jimmy Garoppolo, Daniel Jones, Ryan Tannehill, Justin Fields. Tua's on that tier.
Really?
Russell Wilson, Derek Carr, Kyler Murray, Jared Goff. So
hold on a sec.
Yeah.
Tua's on that list, and you said Derek Carr? I mean, Derek Carr was the only player on his team. And Tua, I mean, I don't know. This list is already a little confusing.
So, what, Tua?
What's their reasoning behind? There were some names on there that are a little head-scratching to me.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm looking at your screen. There's like a 5-page write-up. This is
yes,
in depth.
It is.
Wow. Okay. Now you don't need to summarize that for us.
Basically, they say his strengths are short area accuracies, running out of the pocket, but again, trouble throwing downfield. So,
okay. All right.
So there. I mean, I'm also just speed reading there. So
right.
I'm sure
I'm sure there's more to it than that, but I'm just surprised at some of those names.
Right.
Tier 3. Okay.
So that's tier 3. Tier 2 is, quote, a quarterback that can carry his team sometimes, but not consistently. He can handle pure passing situations in doses and possess other dimensions that are special, but he may still have one hole or two in his game. So that's tier 2.
Okay.
Tier 1 is a quarterback that can outright carry the team each week. The team wins because of his efforts. He expertly can handle pure passing situations and has no real weaknesses in his game.
Okay.
So there's kind of the tier 1, tier 2 kind of breakdown.
Okay.
So if you follow my logic, you'll know that the diss is that Jalen Hurts, they've made him fall under tier 2 according to this ranking system.
Okay.
So
they do know that only 2 quarterbacks played in the Super Bowl, right?
yeah, that's right.
Just wanted to clear that up for everyone.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems a little disingenuous to put the guy that was in the Super Bowl in tier 2.
Hold on, just 1 second, because we need to clarify. Not just in the Super Bowl, but like in it until the last second.
Yeah, almost won it. Yeah.
Okay, this wasn't like who was it? The guy, the Bears quarterback, the year that they lost to
Rex Grossman.
Rex Grossman. Okay, this isn't
Sexy Rexy.
this isn't Jake Delhomme with the Panthers. This isn't who was the guy that won with the Bucks. No. This guy put up 30-some points against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Oh, that
Who
bothers me.
was
I
he?
should know.
I know.
'Cause
Anyway,
he took down the Eagles.
Brian Johnson, something like no. Does that name sound familiar?
I
Anyway.
have to look it up.
The point is, Jalen Hurts was not those guys. Jalen Hurts put up 35 points almost by himself against the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah. Only player in NFL history to rush for 2 touchdowns and throw a passing touchdown.
He scored
in
an
the Super Bowl.
octopus, for Christ's sake.
Yes, he did. He scored an octopus.
For those of you that don't know, that's somebody who scores a touchdown and then scores the very next 2-point conversion.
Yep, that's an octopus.
Tier 2?
Yep.
How many people are ahead of him on this list?
All right, so this is where it gets a little dicey. So overall, he's the 6th overall best quarterback.
6th. Wait, again, in the Super Bowl, there were exactly 2 quarterbacks who played in that game, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Just want to clear that up for everybody again.
For those that are wondering, because if you remember my description, in tier 2, you only have 1 or 2 holes in your game.
Okay, what are these holes?
They say that coaches believe that Jalen Hurts has not yet proven himself in 2-minute drive situations.
That's very specific
Yeah,
because we didn't need
that's-
that many 2-minute drive situations.
That's his specific hole. That's enough to knock him out of tier 1.
If you're
according to the
hold on,
Athletic.
if you're blowing teams out of the water like we did to a 14-3 record, you don't need that many 2-minute drill situations. And furthermore, again, what was the final score of the Super Bowl? 38-35? It wasn't 38-3, 38-13. I think it was 38-35, right?
Yep. They were.
What,
they were
what,
right
two, what
there.
2-minute drill? He got this ball back with 8 seconds. Okay, sorry.
Oh boy, yeah. Sorry, we don't have an 8-second drill.
He really struggles in the under 10-second options.
Should have played what's pissing us off.
Yeah, right. Okay, so his hole is specifically he hasn't proven himself
In 2-minute drills.
in 2-minute drill situations.
Yes.
And I assume the other people ahead of him absolutely,
Oh boy.
without a doubt, have.
Yeah. Oh boy. So Jalen Hurts at number 6. So there you go. The Athletic just not giving us a fair shot here. And for those that are wondering, what are the 5 quarterbacks ahead of Jalen Hurts that the Athletic ranked
Okay.
higher? All right. Well, number 1, obvious, Patrick Mahomes.
I mean,
obviously
fair. It's
won
Tom
the Super
Brady
Bowl.
2.0. That's fair.
Yeah, won the Super Bowl, 2-time Super Bowl champion. Obviously makes sense.
Yeah.
Can't argue
Can't
that.
dispute that one.
Number 2, Joe Burrow.
Oh boy. I really like Joe Burrow. I actually do. I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the league. However,
Did lead the Bengals to a Super Bowl.
he did.
But that was
But he also
last year.
right. That was right. That was exactly. It was the year before, and he lost it just like Hurts. So what accounts for that that 4 position differential? Joe Burrow also has had phenomenal weapons around him, just like Jalen Hurts. What is his X factor that Jalen Hurts apparently doesn't have?
They said that Joe does not have any weaknesses.
None?
That's what this article's going with.
Well, he's only made the Super Bowl once, just like Hurts.
He says that even though the article says you may say that he takes a lot of sacks, but that is more a fault on the offensive line. Wow.
Okay.
I think
sorry,
that's a little.
Sorry. That really
that's a
pisses
little-
me off.
That's a little subjective.
Because if that were said about Jalen, so if Jalen Hurts takes a lot of sacks, it would be because he runs too much. But Joe Burrow taking a lot of sacks, that's not his fault.
Another one saying when your team is behind, who is the calmest quarterback in the league? I put Burrow there. Okay. So what? He's not really. That sounds to me like he's not in the game. He's got a pulse of a dead man.
I don't know.
All right, so All right, there you go. Number 2, Joe Burrow.
Number 2, Joe Burrow. That's weird. Not Josh Allen. Not.
Well,
is that number
you
3?
mentioned Josh Allen. You get Josh Allen at number 3.
Okay.
So I guess you agree with that then.
I mean, Josh Allen. I think pretty clear consensus. He's a top 5 quarterback, no matter how you slice it.
Number 4 is our good old boy over here in the dark. It's Aaron Rodgers.
I'm in the dark here.
Yep, they put Aaron Rodgers.
I hate. It pisses me off, but like,
I'm in the dark here.
Mr. Darkness Retreat himself.
Okay, so I get what they're saying with this ranking. They're saying Aaron Rodgers can carry a team. Sure, absolutely. He's the singular reason why the Packers had so many winning seasons, because what was always my argument with the Packers during those years is that they are a below average team masquerading as a good team solely because of Aaron Rodgers. You put anybody else on that team and they're like perpetually 8-8. So I understand.
Well, we're going to find out this year with Jordan Love.
That's exactly the point here. Is we're going to find out exactly where everything stands with Rodgers finally playing for a different team. Is he going to fare the same way with the Jets? I honestly don't think that he will, but we'll see. And also, for all that Aaron Rodgers is worth during the regular season, he only won the 1 Super Bowl. And I know it's really hard to win Super Bowls, but if you're going to put him in the same tier as like back when Tom Brady was still active, they would always mention him alongside Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, and now they're mentioning him alongside Patrick Mahomes. All of them multiple Super Bowl winners.
They've won multiples.
Yeah, and Aaron Rodgers, apparently one of the best quarterbacks of all time, could only get there and win one of them.
Yeah.
So, just saying.
Yeah. And he could only do it either being in the dark or on his, what is it called? Arrhythmia or whatever the hell that drug was or whatever. That weird drug he said he was on.
Weird drug.
Whatever the hell it was. I don't know.
I'm on drugs again.
I just wanted to play
I think that was actual audio of him in his darkness retreat.
Yeah.
I'm on drugs again.
What weird drug he was on? What are you talking about?
You don't remember?
What weird drug are you on?
I'm on drug. Google Aaron Rodgers and that weird drug he was.
Aaron Rodgers drug.
Arrhythmia or something. I don't know. What the hell is it called?
Ayahuasca.
Yeah, there you go.
It's a psychedelic drug. I'm butchering that name.
I'm on drugs again.
So
he said, "quote It's unlocked a lot of my heart."
So there you go. He's better than Jalen Hurts according to The Athletic.
Clearly.
And then at number 5, this is actually the one I take more offense to.
Better not be Kirk Cousins.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Yeah. What has he done exactly?
Has he even made it to the playoffs yet?
Yeah, and he's lost. They blew a 27-0 lead to Jacksonville last year.
What?
And you're telling me that he gets to be in tier 1 and Jalen Hurts doesn't?
Oh, man. There's some serious bias going on in this list.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Wrong, 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 wrong. You're wrong.
I don't get it. The Athletic should be ashamed of themselves for this ranking. I don't understand. How does Justin Herbert get to be in tier 1 and not Jalen Hurts?
I don't like it. He's 0-1 in the playoffs. He's only been in one
regular season. He's only 1 win above 500.
Yes, he is. You're absolutely right.
How about that? You want to talk about weaknesses in your game? How about winning games? I think that's a pretty big weakness.
Jalen Hurts is 23-11 in the regular season. The 2 seasons where he was a starter, he's had winning records both seasons. The only season where he doesn't have a winning record is where during the pandemic season where he took over for Wentz, but that was a train wreck.
Yeah.
But Jalen Hurts has well above 500. He also, in the playoffs, made it to a Super Bowl in his first major or second major year starting. Justin Herbert has 0 playoff wins, only 1 playoff appearance.
And it's not like Justin Herbert has a crappy team. He's got Austin Eckler. He's got Keenan Allen. He's had weapons. It's not like he's carrying the whole team on his back. There's weapons there.
The other thing that pisses me off about this ranking is that the Chargers are not. When you look at the Chargers and you look at the Eagles, like last year, the Eagles were just dominant. Just flat out dominant, period. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. There was very little weakness, if anything, to their game. And a large part of that was because of Jalen Hurts. They'd be down. They'd be in third down situations. They'd be in fourth down situations. And he just found a way to win. When you talk about an X factor, Jalen Hurts found a way every single time. You know? And if he didn't, it was because it was like a Titanic situation, you know? But he was pulling them out of disasters left and right. He reminded me of 2017 Carson Wentz before the injury, but even better.
Yeah. What does Justin Herbert, what has he done to make him in tier 1 and not Jalen Hurts?
Yeah, I want to understand how they think Justin Herbert doesn't have any weaknesses in his game when he literally hasn't accomplished anything. What has he done?
Yeah, it's very frustrating when this survey came out. I think the Athletic got this one completely dead wrong. You gotta put Jalen Hurts above Justin Herbert.
You gotta.
That's uncalled for. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, I guess in terms of pure stats, I mean, not really, because Jalen Hurts is right there in terms of touchdowns, and Justin Herbert's have a lot more passing yards. I don't understand what the reasoning is here.
Yeah, they just they love all the stats that he throws up, and
I guess
he's more of a pure passer, but that doesn't equate to success.
I think that the only knock
this would almost be like a Kirk Cousins argument.
It is a Kirk Cousins argument. He puts up all the stats, but he doesn't go anywhere with them.
Right.
It's the same exact argument. Justin Herbert is, what'd you say, it was 25-24, something like that?
He's 1 win over 500.
1 win over 500. I literally just pulled it up. I don't know where it went. Yeah, he's 25-24.
Yeah.
In 3 full years of starting. So even though he's thrown for 14,000 yards, what does he have to show for it?
Yeah. What good does it do?
I think the only reasonable knock you can have against Jalen Hurts, and this is not specifically about his play, but just that he hasn't done it as consistently as recently. So like Justin Herbert, I will say this about him, in terms of stats and in terms of quarterback rating, super consistent. Like he's basically high 90s every year that he's been starting. He's been starting for 3 straight years. Jalen Hurts does not have that. But what Jalen Hurts does have is a meteoric rise in success. And I think if he comes back this year and has the same level of production as he did last year, he's going to blow straight through tier 2 to the top of tier 1. I think Jalen Hurts has to be at least top 5. Putting him outside the top 5 is just ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, maybe I can see the argument for Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow.
Yeah.
That's fine. You want to put them first 3? Oh, I'm fine with that, actually. That's, in my mind, pretty indisputable. But 4's got to be Hurts.
That sucks, though. All in the AFC, by the way.
Yeah. That conference is just ridiculous with quarterback talent. But Hurts has to be 4 in that list.
Yeah. I don't understand how Hurts is not in top 5 and not in tier 1. Absolutely embarrassing. So
they should have made tier 1 6 spots and just they should have. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe he's not top 5, but at least give him the tier 1 designation.
No, get rid of Justin Herbert. He's not up there. Not until he wins a playoff game. How about that?
I was really worried that you were going to say Lamar Jackson, because I saw another ranking that had Lamar Jackson ahead of Jalen Hurts.
Do you want me to see where Lamar Jackson is?
Yeah.
Give me a quick second. Lamar
I saw-
Jackson is 7, so he's right behind Jalen Hurts.
Wow. That's out of control. That Hurts is between Herbert and Jackson.
Yeah, so it goes 5 Herbert, 6 Hurts, 7 Lamar Jackson.
No, there's a wide gulf
8
between
Trevor Lawrence.
No, this is out of control.
9 Dak, 10 Matthew Stafford, 11 Deshaun Watson. Nobody likes Deshaun Watson. So there you go. That was the ranking from The Athletic.
Well, at least Lamar Jackson was below Hurts, I guess. I saw another ranking that had him just above Hurts, and I'm like, this is absolutely uncalled for.
Yeah. You know what? Speaking of quarterbacks and Aaron Rodgers, we got more to talk about with Mr. in the dark himself, Aaron Rodgers.
I'm in the dark here.
And we're going to do it with the 3-minute drill. There you go. What did you want to mention with Aaron Rodgers?
Oh, boy. Well, in this week's edition of NFL or daytime TV soap, Aaron Rodgers, there's a lot here. So first, he took a massive pay cut recently, re-signed, and I think it's
$30 to $35 million pay cut.
And this is ridiculous because the Packers were like, we need to keep Devontae Adams, and Rodgers were like, no, pay me $55 million. Then
Never took a pay cut with Green Bay.
Never took a pay cut with Green Bay. Goes to the Jets, and all of a sudden, he's Mr. Altruistic.
Yeah.
He's Mr. Charity
He's
over
doing,
there.
He's doing all those drugs.
I'm on drugs again.
He is. He took I can't say the word, the ayahuasca or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
And it opened his heart or whatever. He
Right,
said.
opened his wallet.
And opened, yeah.
I'm on drugs again.
I
there you go.
think he just hates Green Bay.
I think he does secretly.
Like, I think the past couple of years, he's just like, you know what? Screw this place. Screw the stupid cheese, the winter, everything. I think he just hated Green Bay.
He hates Gutenkoost.
The GM?
Yeah, Gutenkoost. He hates him.
He was sabotaging Green Bay.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty clear after taking the $30 million pay cut, he didn't in the first 15 years of his career.
Yeah.
That's a little shady, right?
Yeah, a little bit. Yep. Absolutely.
So if that's not crazy, get this, because he also had to jump to the defense of his offensive coordinator, Nathaniel Hackett, who was recently ousted from his job as the Denver Broncos head coach. Hackett's come under criticism, public criticism, from the new Denver Broncos head coach, Sean Payton. Payton said that Hackett's coaching performance was, quote, one of the worst coaching jobs in the history of the NFL, end quote. Payton also said that the Jets were more concerned with pomp and circumstance of a blockbuster offseason, suggesting they are a dream team doomed to failure. Rodgers called out Payton by saying, quote, it made me feel bad that someone who has accomplished a lot in the league is that insecure that they have to take another man down to set themselves up for some easy fall if it doesn't go well for that team this year. Suggesting there that Payton's going to fail and he's setting himself up for a soft landing.
Yeah, and he also said, take my coach's name out of your mouth. He literally did say that, too.
Wow.
Not a joke.
And, but, Payton, for his part, said that he made a mistake and he plans to call to apologize, but as of the time of this recording, has not done so.
Oh, man, I'll tell you what, week 5, that matchup is going to be very interesting now, Jets at Broncos.
Yeah, they match up, and this is going to be the storyline for the game.
Oh, yeah. All the clips are going to be played. Oh, I can't wait. But I want them to go more trash talk. Come on, let's do it. Go all out. I want more. I want WWE trash talking. Do it. Yeah, I want that.
The NFL is becoming like a WWE soap opera here.
Do it. Why not? Let's hype it up.
It's out of control. Why did Payton just come for Nathaniel Hackett like that?
Oh, I guess he was just frustrated with like how it was when he walked in.
No, he walked in and he watched Russell Wilson practice. He's like, "Oh crap."
Oh, maybe that could be it. But
that's what Rodgers is suggesting, that Payton's setting himself up for a soft fall when they face plant. We'll see.
Maybe we'll see. Know. But yeah, that week 5 game is going to be very interesting now.
Oh boy.
Yeah. Actually, the first 6 games of the season for the Jets are going to be very interesting.
It's going to be a rough ride.
If they don't start out well, they could go 1 or 2 wins during the first 6 games of that season. It could be ugly in New York. So
Yikes.
We'll see. But for right now, we got to end the sports sampler. Mikey's happy. We talked all football.
Football.
Very good. But now we got to take a break. because we're going to come back and refresh with entertainment news and the non-fortune cookie odd news as well. Don't go anywhere. This is the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We'll be right back.
Ready for the weekend? Happy Friday. Hi, my name's Marie, and I'm an artist who's been making Happy Friday doodles every week for over 7 years. And now you can own my art collection in this Volume 1 and Volume 2 art series. These doodles span across multiple themes, yearly festivities, various countries, languages, and more. Both coffee table books have something for everyone and are the perfect conversation starter or gift for a friend. Really, anyone who enjoys a good weekend. Available on Amazon, Ingram, BookBaby, Barnes & Noble, and more. Visit happyfridaydoodles.com/books and get your copies today. Let's celebrate the best day of the week. Happy Friday.
If you go to Taco Bell at 3 in the morning, this is what you're going to get. Yeah,
That clip is already coming into play.
yes,
I love it.
already. So there you go.
Stop.
What happened?
The thing went on.
How did that turn on? That was
I don't
weird.
know. The fart sound.
The fart sound turned Amazon on?
I think the fart sound turned on my Echo.
What the
I
hell?
don't know. It turned on.
What are you doing, Jeff Bezos? What are you into?
Basically, he's listening to fart sounds.
He's listening to our fart sounds. Oh my God.
I changed the trigger word to fart. I got to fart at it now. I don't know what happened.
That's really awkward. You're going to have to. Excuse me.
Excuse me. How can I help you?
You may need some bowel.
Do you want me to automatically order you Pepto-Bismol? I don't know why. I don't know why I'm talking to it solely through farts now.
It actually, you fart into it.
Fart
and
once for yes and twice for no.
No. Actually, you fart into the device, and then
Yeah.
Amazon can determine what
you-
medicine you need.
Oh, right. Wow. That's next level right there. Or what you've been eating and what you want to reorder.
Oh.
I detect Cheetos. Would you like to subscribe?
Would you like a bulk order of Cheetos?
Ooh, yes, please.
Cheetos ordered.
Cheetos. That story took a turn.
Yeah.
Cheetos ordered.
Okay. All right. There you go. The latest from Jeff Bezos and Amazon.
It's amazing technology, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah, we're back here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast. We're done. Sports. Mike is happy. We had the return of a real football segment.
Yes.
It was unencumbered by any other sports. I was kind of hoping that there was going to be a big trade deadline for the Phillies because today was the day we record is actually the baseball trading deadline.
Oh.
I was hoping there'd be a big move, whether it be with the Phillies or.
But they're not doing well anyway, aren't they? I
No,
mean,
the Phillies are doing
Oh, are
decent.
they?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're in the
okay.
wild card. That's where they were
Yeah.
last year.
I
That's
guess,
all it
I
takes.
guess that's true. That's
That's
I mean,
all it takes.
what do you always, what do people always say? It's a completely new season, the playoffs.
Yep,
You know?
that's right. Just got to make the postseason.
All right. Well, we'll see.
We'll see.
Well, clearly they don't think they're doing anything if they didn't make any moves.
Yeah, they're standing pat. They got another arm in the bullpen, but not like I wanted like a big major move with either the Phillies or Shohei Ohtani. I thought that was going to be another move that could happen.
Yeah, we talked about
but
him.
the Angels are holding on to him. So
They're gonna have to pay him like $700 million
we're
next year.
Oh boy, I can't wait to see that contract when that comes out. But no, it was all football for Mike. So Mike is a happy camper.
Oh, yeah.
And he's going to get even more happy because now we're going to switch gears and move into the second part of our show with the entertainment entree.
And now, the latest in movies.
The Simpson guy writes to movies. Dear Die Hard, you rock. Especially when that guy was on the roof.
Music.
I know what that is. That's music.
Video games.
I'm Commander Shepard, and this is my favorite store on the Citadel.
Celebrities.
You really know Warren Beatty?
Yes, I do. I took a leak next to him once at the Golden Globes.
And more.
You're the all-singing, all-dancing crap of the world.
This is the entertainment entree.
All right, there you go. Entertainment entree has officially been launched. And we're going to start off with the segment where Mike is going to let you know what you should keep an eye out for this upcoming weekend with new entertainment properties. It's time for Mike's This Week in Entertainment. All right, Mikey, what should the people keep an eye out for?
All right, well, a new month means new free games for PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold subscribers. So if you are on one of those services, make sure you go and check out your free games for this month. But the big release this week is in television with the return of Only Murders in the Building, Season 3. Coming to Hulu this upcoming Tuesday. The dramedy, of course, follows a trio of wacky apartment tenants who host a true crime podcast while also embroiled in their own murder mystery. People keep dying around them, and they're always embroiled in these murders.
Yep.
It is a blast. It's very funny, great acting, great writing. The series regularly receives good critical praise and awards attention, so you definitely have to go check it out. It's a very bingeable show. It has that unique blend of comedy and drama, but also the mystery that keeps you watching it.
It's got everything.
It's got everything. It really is a fantastic show. And as we dive deeper into the Hollywood strikes, the content's going to start drying up, so make the most of it while you can. And go check out Only Murders in the Building.
I just realized something. Are we going to have to postpone This Week in Entertainment sooner or later?
It's getting increasingly difficult to find stuff.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, there weren't even video game releases this week that were worth talking about. So this is it this week. It's just Only Murders. There's Only Murders in the Building is the only show in entertainment.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. Well, there you go. Make sure you catch up on Only Murders in the Building, and that is what Mike has for you this week in entertainment. Yeah, the strike looms over all.
Yep.
And
it's
you
still
have an
happening.
update.
It's still going on. Yeah, just a minor update this week. Things are still going on. Both SAG and the WGA are striking in Hollywood, and because of this, the Emmy Awards have officially been delayed. So they were originally scheduled for mid-September, and because there's no, press or promotions allowed, it's being pushed back. The TV Academy was hoping that they could get a show in sometime in November. However, Fox, the broadcasting network for the show, has already booked time in January.
Oh.
So the TV Academy's like, maybe November, and Fox is like, we're booking you for next year.
Wow.
So, the news here, of course, is that it's been pushed back, but the reading between the lines here is that the networks think this is going to stretch at least to the end of 2023.
Oof. Yeah.
I mean, really
Ain't
think
nobody
about
got time for that.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your girls.
Sweet Brown.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yep. That's
Yeah.
right. The Academy don't have time for this.
I mean, really think about that, though. They went from September all the way to January. That's a pretty big delay for an award show.
This is this writer's strike and the actor's strike. It's affecting all the realms.
Yeah. So I was joking in This Week in Entertainment, but it is actually becoming increasingly difficult as we get closer to the fall drama season for television and movies. That's the last in all of these studios' arsenal, their stock. So,
So guess what? Everyone's going to have time to binge on other shows soon.
binge watch all those shows you've been meaning to catch up on.
Yeah. Because, it's not looking good.
No, not at all. And that's the Hollywood strike update for this week. We'll keep you guys posted if anything changes. We also have a minor update in the world of video games as well. Microsoft and the Activision acquisition, there's been a huge concession there as Sony and Microsoft recently, I think it was about a week or two ago, agreed to a deal. Sony signs a 10-year agreement with Microsoft to keep Call of Duty on PlayStation consoles after Microsoft acquires Activision Blizzard. This is a big concession because Sony had previously been fighting them in court with the FTC and the EU regulatory bodies over there. But with Sony signing this deal, it's basically them saying, this is going to happen. We may as well cover our asses.
Yeah, just in case.
And get this series on PlayStation consoles. So while it still sucks that Microsoft is going to acquire Activision, and it looks like this is probably the last big domino to fall, because now there's not much to make a legal argument if both major competitors, Nintendo and Sony, have already signed deals. What's the FTC going to say? You know,
Yeah.
it's hard to make that case, even harder to make that case now. But at least Sony fans still get something out of it, right? Because Call of Duty, I forget what the actual figure was, but I think it was like some crazy percentage of PlayStation gamers were just Call of Duty players. I know for people like us that's a little weird. We're all like, oh, play God of War and Spider-Man and, you know, Last of Us.
No,
But
there's a huge
most gamers, it's Madden and Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And whoever has those games on their system, that's where gamers are going to go. So it sucks to see, but Sony signing this deal was essential if they wanted to keep that player base.
Yep.
But also, I've been making the argument for a while that Microsoft should just stop making consoles and just license, right? Like, that's where the real money is. Like, why waste the money on manufacturing when you can just sell your games everywhere? You know?
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense to me to become, like, just a provider, right?
Yeah, that could be the avenue they go down.
Yeah.
But I think because they, you know, Microsoft and PC are so interrelated, they still want to be able to have hardware.
They want to be in the hardware market.
Yeah.
Which is funny because they're perpetually in last in the quote-unquote console wars. So I don't know.
But in PC, they're not.
No, in PC, yeah, they still... And that's really what it is. All the games are available on Xbox and PC at the same time. So
they can switch back and forth.
Yeah, they still have a big stronghold there. But it's at least nice to see them playing nicely together, even though Microsoft is going to become a near monopoly.
Yeah,
here in video
vertical
games.
monopoly.
Yeah.
What could go wrong?
Absolutely nothing. So we'll keep you updated on that one as well as that continues to develop. And one other small video game topic here, because as we get further into the console life cycle with the Switch, the PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series X, of course, everybody starts to wonder what's next. Well, many online media outlets are starting to report that their sources are providing them information on the next Nintendo console. And shockingly, many sources agree that this next console will come out sometime in the second half of next year, in 2024. So
that sounds relatively quick.
Pretty fast turnaround. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to remember when the Switch came out.
Yeah. Oh, boy, that's a tough question. I'm going to go 2018?
It had to have been, 2017.
17. I was close.
You were close. So, what, by 2024, that's a 7-year life cycle? Nintendo has said we're only halfway through the Nintendo Switch life cycle, so...
Oof. I mean, I don't know. I guess in terms of, like, consoles...
It's every 5 to 6 years.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. To me, it seems like it just came out.
Well, you know why? Because nobody has really clamored for... I mean, people always want a follow-up, but Switch has been doing so well that nobody's noticed. Nintendo hasn't had to do anything different. But they will have to do something different because there's a big problem on Switch in that it just can't keep up as we continue to get bigger and more resource-hungry games.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo misses out on all of those third-party games. Like, you can't play, for example, like Assassin's Creed that well on Switch, or like Overwatch, or any of these like big third-party games. It's mostly, if you have a Switch, you're playing Nintendo games, which
isn't the worst thing.
No, I mean, that's what I do on PlayStation. That's what a lot of people do. You play the games from the console manufacturer, but you still do need those third-party games like Call of Duty. We just talked about that. So I think one of the big things that Nintendo needs to do is, again, try to bolster beef up the system a little bit so that they can play and offer more third-party games.
But it's going to be tough to do that and also say they want a portable unit. Is that still going to be a focus?
Yes. So sources are indicating that it is still going to be some kind of hybrid system that allows for a portable mode, which honestly I think is still smart, because one of the things I love about my Switch is the fact that I can just pick it up, and if somebody's watching TV or, maybe Jordan's playing Hogwarts Legacy, I'm just sitting there on the Switch doing my own thing. I can take it anywhere, play it on, the plane when I'm out and about, if I have to travel to visit people. So it's a fantastic concept, but at the sake of that power. You get like 3 hours battery life, and everything is like 480p. And you can't play, like, Hogwarts Legacy, I think, is still not out on Switch. Because
will it ever come out on Switch? I think it's going to be very difficult to play that.
At this point, I'm not sure. I might be wrong. Don't quote me on that. But like, that's one of the perpetual struggles with Switch. But we do see, though, in the market, there are other handhelds like Steam Deck that do have beefier internals. So, I mean, I guess this kind of leads me into this question is, what do you think we want to see or need to see from the Switch? And do you think that it needs to try to compete with Steam Deck, or should it continue in on its little niche market there?
Yeah, I mean, I guess at this point it needs to. I think it needs to be able to play the Nintendo games. I think it needs to be able to run that. The Marios, the Links, all those exclusives. But I don't know, in terms of like trying to pull some of these other bigger games, I don't know if that should be a focus.
So you think don't compete with Steam Deck, just do their own thing?
Yeah, because Nintendo knows its market is, kind of the younger kids that are playing Mario Kart and like all those kind of games, like those big party games where you hand over a controller.
And old guys like us who like the classics, Mr. Nintendo 64.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you're repping Nintendo over there.
So yeah, I mean, to me, that's more of like a more casual gamer setup. Yeah. I think you should double down on that.
Yeah.
As opposed to trying to get like, for lack of a better word, like a Hogwarts Legacy or any of these other
like a Call of Duty.
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah. You don't really see many. Like, I'm not picking up Switch to play Call of Duty necessarily.
Right. I know God of War isn't Nintendo, but like I would never want a Nintendo console to
You don't want to take God of War on the go?
No.
Play it on a little 6-inch screen?
No. No, that doesn't make any sense.
Could you imagine God of War literally 10 times smaller than the TV you're playing it on now?
No, not good.
No,
not
good.
I want a big experience for God of War.
Right.
So those heavy games, like I don't want Nintendo to have those.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's a fair point, and it's something that always gets brought up with Nintendo Switch as we see more and more of these like portable PC handhelds. A lot of people want Switch to go in that direction, and I'm kind of torn. On the one hand, like, it would be nice to see some of those third-party games, but on the other hand, you're absolutely right. They don't really need them. It's like a nice-to-have, but not a must-have. I think in terms of a must-have for the next Switch, I think it absolutely needs to have backwards compatibility. Yeah. I think that one of the problems with the Switch generation is that it wasn't backwards compatible with the Wii U, just because it was a completely different thing. So most of the Switch games that I've played were actually remastered or remade ports of Wii U games, which was fine because I never got to experience them on the Wii U. But now that they've struck gold with the Switch, they found a model that works. They found a storefront that works. You got to carry that over. Yeah. You can't do the same thing where it's like, oh, it's a re-release of Mario Kart 8. Like, that was a Wii U title. Give me Mario Kart 9. Give me, Luigi's Mansion 4. Give me, the next iteration of these games. I don't want another re-release.
Or at least let you be able to play it on the new console.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
For free.
Yes, preferably.
Yes.
I'm getting tired of the re-releases.
Yeah.
No, I think it absolutely needs to be backwards compatible. Like you mentioned, it's a kid's handheld, right? It's a big market with
more
kids.
Casual.
More casual. So I think it'd be great if it could be backwards compatible so that kids who have a Nintendo Switch now have an easy transition to Nintendo Switch 2. And I think
I don't want to say kids only because I am wearing a Nintendo shirt.
Oh, no, I mean, and I have a Switch. I love my Switch. I play it all the time. But you know what? Just call it Nintendo Switch 2. Just take what you've done and make it better. Like, why does Nintendo always do that thing where it's like, oh, like, look at how wildly different the 64 is from the GameCube and then the Wii and then the Wii U. Like, they're on crack, right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, I would love to see them just, like, make just a slightly larger screen, a better battery, more internal storage, and those little grips, make them a tiny bit bigger for adult hands, not just kid hands. And, like, it's perfect. Just that. That, you know, it doesn't need to be a Steam Deck or a portable PlayStation 5. It doesn't need to be that.
So there you go, our wish list for whatever the next Nintendo console may be.
Should just be Switch 2, I'm telling you.
There you go.
Just do it, Nintendo.
Why not? But with that, we got to leave the entertainment world, and we got to get into the third and final portion of our show, the non-fortune cookie odd news.
We've been talking about cool and its ramifications and how it applies to the hip scene. But maybe you could give us some examples now of the opposite of cool, uncool. Just exactly what is uncool?
My nipples look like milk duds.
Holy shnikes.
It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
It's not of this world. I don't know exactly what it is or what it's doing, but this is not human intelligence, okay? It's not human intelligence we're facing.
How you doing? Me? I'm doing great.
Manda bastards. I don't make this stuff up.
I'll take a pound of nuts.
That's a lot of nuts. That'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that?
I seen the celery dance across the baseball fields.
You had me at Meat Tornado.
No, go past this part. In fact, never play this again.
Okay. What does that mean?
And now it's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news.
So sit back, get everything you need to get from the kitchen. Be sure and empty the bladders. Go to the bathroom because you're in for a hell of a ride.
Odd news.
That's right, everyone. It's time for the non-fortune cookie odd news here in this segment. Rich researches the news, he reads the news, and I react to the news. He finds a weird and wacky story and keeps it hidden from me, which ensures that all of my reactions are my genuine gut reactions to hearing this story for the very first time. I don't know what's about to happen. You guys don't know what's about to happen. And even Rich doesn't know what's about to happen because these stories always take us down wacky and wild paths. And what path are we traveling today? Where are we going?
All right, so for this first story, we're not going that far.
Oh no!
Yeah, it's time for a local story.
Oh no!
We're going up. We're going up to Reading.
That's not far.
No, it's not.
That's right here. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, that's right here.
Yeah, it's only an hour drive or so from Philly.
Okay, a little terrifying. What's happening in Reading?
Yep. I just wanted to mention this story. It's a quick story, but according to Pennsylvania State Police, a 72-year-old man got angry at a Dunkin Donuts and threw a shelf of bagels and cups of coffee at employees at the Peter J. Camel Service Plaza. So this guy had enough. He just, I don't know, I guess they didn't give him his food right. They didn't give him his bagel
and
right.
He threw, you said, a shelf of bagels.
Yes.
How did he come into possession of the shelf of bagels?
Yeah.
That's behind the counter, I assume, right?
I would assume, I thought so, but maybe because this is at the service plaza, maybe it's more condensed.
Are they just giving people, random civilians, access to bagel counters or bagel shelves?
Maybe it's like right on the corner. I don't know. Maybe
it's like close by. He can kind of like reach over and grab it.
I would imagine something like that because he got access to it and threw all these bagels and coffee. Police say that 72-year-old Gurinder Singh. What a name.
What? Gurinder?
His first name is Gurinder.
Gurinder. Okay.
What the hell name is that?
I don't know. Gurinder.
Gurinder, yeah.
Okay.
Gurinder. Gurinder.
Interesting.
Yeah. 72-year-old Gurinder Singh tossed bagels and coffee at a 17-year-old and a 20-year-old that was working at the outlet.
See, man, that sucks. These are kids that he's throwing bagels and coffee at. That's not good.
Yeah. Pennsylvania State Police that this happened indeed off of Interstate 176 at the Peter J. Camille Service Plaza. Not Camel, sorry. Peter J. Camille.
So, wait, the
Service
Peter
Plaza.
J. Camille Service Plaza.
Yes.
Off of 76?
176 in Reading.
Oh, maybe I have the wrong one. Maybe there's more than one. Because this is not that's not even that far away.
No, it's not. This is not that far away.
It's in between here and Reading.
Oh, so it's not officially in Reading? It's one of those deals?
Unless there's multiple Peter J. Camille.
Reading is a big general term. So
I guess so, yeah.
You know, it's like when you pull up a map in a video game and they give you like those wide areas, and then when you zoom in, it's a different thing. Like Reading is just a general term.
It's closer. I mean, if I'm looking at the right one, it's closer to Exton than it is to Reading.
Oh no! So this is actually closer than we're thinking.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's in between. It's
so
like
this is actually more like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh dear God.
If I'm looking at the right one, it's Peter J. Camille, Camiel.
Correct. On 176. Yep.
I don't know, man.
Dear God. So it's actually closer than we thought.
It could be closer than we think. Yeah. You know why they say Reading? Because that's like the closest city.
Yeah, it's like it's like when you zoom out on a video game map. That's like what it shows, and then when you zoom in, then you'll see like Exton and all those. Specific names.
No, you're absolutely right.
Yeah. So anyway, Oh, by the way, this happened at 8 a.m. Monday morning. Jeez,
oh, man.
Come on, it's Monday morning, dude.
Like,
help out. Come on, everyone's having a rough Monday.
Everybody's having a Monday, not just you, my guy.
Yeah, come on.
So, what was he mad about?
It does not say in the police report, but
of course,
you have to imagine it's probably something like
probably he got
his food right,
got the wrong bagel.
Wrong bagel.
He's like, I asked for poppy seed. This is sesame seed. And just
how dare you?
What's your favorite bagel? Right now, 3, 2, 1, go.
Yeah, I'm not really a bagel guy, to be honest with you.
What?
It's a lot of dough you got to eat in the morning.
I love a good bagel.
I'd rather go if I'm going to have that many calories. I want a donut. Just give me a donut.
Okay, fair.
There's
bagel places popping up all over the place. They just have Spread Baglery opened up here on 73, right outside of. They do Montreal style bagels. I'm like doing a whole ad campaign.
Did you get money from them? What the
hell? I would love to give me some kickback spread. No, but they do.
They're actually going to give you spread.
They're going to give you spread.
Yeah, they're not actually going to give you money.
So
sorry.
it's a wood. They bake their bagels in a wood fire brick oven thing.
You sound like an ad. Jeez,
but like a bad ad.
If you're gonna talk about like this, we gotta get money from them or something.
I'm gonna go tomorrow. I'm gonna drive over and be like, listen, I just promoted you. Yeah, here's the clip. You didn't ask for this, but you got it.
Yeah, so I expect something.
So all I ask in return is a free breakfast sandwich.
Yes, thank you very much.
But there's also a place in your stomping grounds, East Narton, Bagel Cafe. In that shopping center with the friendlies there.
Yeah, that's
good.
right.
It's good stuff. I love Bagel Cafe.
Oh, there you go.
Another shout out. I also want a sandwich
what is with you? You're giving all these free shout outs.
I've been on a bagel breakfast sandwich kick the past couple months. I'm finding all the good bagel places and getting sandwiches.
Yeah, no, it's not my.
I love a good bagel sandwich.
Yeah, that's not my breakfast go-to.
So what's your go-to quick breakfast? Like you're getting ready to go on a road trip or something, you got to stop and get something from a Wawa, a Starbucks, a Dunkin. What are you getting? What's your go-to?
Either some donuts or at Wawa they do a breakfast burrito. I love those.
So you're not a breakfast sandwich guy. You're not doing like a croissant or a muffin or no egg McMuffin from McDonald's.
Yeah,
wow,
I'm not crazy.
You're a
about
sweet breakfast person.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like French toast. I like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That's my.
So you're going to Dunkin'. You're getting the donut. You're getting the coffee.
Yeah.
You're no sausage, egg, and cheese. No.
No, I mean unless it's I do at home. I like maple sausage.
Okay. Yeah,
I
yeah,
love
you
doing that.
are a sweet breakfast person.
Yeah, I guess I am. I never
Yeah.
realized that. Yeah.
Yeah, because you like chicken and waffles. You're
Yeah.
there
Oh,
for
I
the
love chicken and
You're there
waffles.
for the waffle. I cracked the code.
Oh,
You're not there for the
yeah.
chicken. You're there for the waffle.
Oh, I do love a good chicken and waffle. I
Yeah.
love Waffle House. Again, why can't there be a Waffle House in this area?
What's the closest one? It's like forever away, I think.
Yeah, it's either like Lancaster or Smyrna. I don't know.
I'm not going all the way
Right,
to
you
either
can't
of
go
those
that
places.
far for just a Waffle House.
No.
So I want Waffle House. That's my answer.
Apparently, there's one in Bethlehem.
Oh, there you go. That's still a far drive.
That's still far.
Look, it's much easier to just throw a cup of coffee and tray of bagels at Dunkin Donuts and Reading. Or Exton, whatever the hell this place is.
Wherever it is,
Right.
just start throwing some bagels.
Right.
You'll eventually get your way.
So Singh was cited for harassment. And it also says that Singh is from Illinois.
Wow.
What are you doing?
What's he doing out here?
What are you doing here? Go back to Illinois.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, that should be his punishment. Go back.
Is that why he was annoyed? He's been driving all day. He finally gets to this rest stop in Pennsylvania, like southeastern Pennsylvania. He's like, I've been driving since Illinois, and he just wanted, something.
Maybe.
I don't know, and he just snapped.
Maybe.
After like 12 hours on the road. He just snapped.
Still, that's not the kid's fault there.
No, don't take it on. Like, that's the thing. When people get mad at like these fast food workers, it's usually some poor high school kid who's just trying to make a buck.
Yeah.
You know?
Come on. Go back to Illinois.
Yeah.
That's your punishment.
That's right. Leave the glorious land of Pennsylvania. Go back to your Midwest hellhole from whence you came.
Exactly.
Leave. Never to come back.
Yes.
We hereby banish you from southeastern Pennsylvania. You might still be welcome in western Pennsylvania. It's a different world.
Well, you got to be at least banished to Ohio. That's my next story here, going to Ohio.
Okay.
So you have to at least make it to Ohio.
Okay.
At that point, then you're on your own. Do whatever you want.
Right. It's a godless, lawless land past Ohio.
Right. So this next story in Ohio happened at a water park. We don't usually get too many
water parks in Ohio? Do they know what water is? Aren't they like landlocked? No, they're on a lake, aren't they?
They have access to one of those Great Lakes.
They have water in Ohio?
Are they actual human beings
they
in
just
Ohio?
lived off of, what do they call it, soda pop out there?
Pop.
Like lunatics?
Yeah.
Pop?
When you go west of Pittsburgh, it's pop.
Oh, man. They also do that in Canada. When I was a kid and I went to Canada, I'm like, can I have a Coke? And they're like, you mean a pop? And I was like 12. I was like, I can't deal with this. Pop.
All right. Well, this next story is in Ohio at a water park.
Okay.
A 67-year-old woman had cops called on her after it was alleged that she got angry at a child and called the child brat and fat ass.
I'm sorry. That's horrible. That's horrible, but it's also kind of funny.
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one.
That's the exact energy.
Yes, exactly.
So he said that this lady was 67?
Yes.
How old was the kid again? Do they say?
They don't say, yeah, because...
okay. So it's a minor. It's a minor because
child.
of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So we they don't
it's
want
like
to
a poor 7-year-old.
Yeah, they don't want it. They don't want
You fat ass.
You fat ass.
God, what a dick.
Well,
I don't think I can say that.
It's a bitch.
Yeah.
Because this is a
Oh,
woman
yes.
here. Yeah.
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one.
So cops responded to a disorderly conduct complaint at the Cedar Point Shores Water Park in Sandusky. Oh, there you go. You should know Sandusky.
That's from Tommy Boy.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
There you go. Where's Tommy? Where's Tommy Boy? What was his? Callahan.
Callahan Auto Parts. That's right.
Yeah, right.
You can get a good look at a steak by sticking your head up a butcher's. No, wait. Or is it the Bull's?
Which ass is it?
Which ass is it? Richard.
Yes. Okay, so the mother of the kid was 32-year-old Jennifer Hutton. She's the one that called the cops on the 67-year-old Michigan resident. So she's visiting. So she's from Michigan. Both of these stories are not people that live in the area.
Wait, why would you leave? I mean, I guess there's nothing great in Michigan either.
Yeah.
Man, I feel bad for
At least
everybody.
we're not Detroit. Literally, that's what this is.
Never been more accurate. They fled Detroit. They're like, oh, finally, we made it to Ohio. Thank God. If you ever catch me saying anything remotely close to that, just slap me. I'm like, thank God we made it to Ohio. No. I've never been, but I have zero desire to go.
Man.
Have you been to Ohio?
No.
I have no desire to go there.
Detroit is so bad, it makes Ohio look like a heaven.
Yeah, right?
Ohio is a vacation resort.
It's like the promised land.
Yeah. Okay, I keep getting lost on this story. We keep going off. Okay, so the police got there.
Okay.
They interviewed the 67-year-old woman. She claimed her name was Jennifer Lee Miller, and gave the cop a number to contact her. She claims that she only called the child a brat, and that was it. That's all that she claims that she did. She also claims that, quote, "I'm a good Christian woman. I wouldn't do such a thing."
She's not a Christian!
Spoiler alert.
She is not.
No.
She's like, no, officer, I definitely called him a brat, but I'm a Christian woman, and I wouldn't do that.
Right.
Well, which is it? Did you do it or not?
So then cops were able to review footage, which actually did show that the woman called the child a brat, a fat ass, and pushed him off of a floating toy in the pool.
Why?
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one.
What is wrong with this person? Oh, my God.
Exactly what Jesus would do.
Right, exactly. Don't you remember that amazing Bible story?
Yeah. You fat
And thou
ass.
dost say, push thy fat ass off of...
You fat ass.
And Jesus said, that's my floaty.
You get off of it, you fat ass.
Give unto Caesar what is Caesar's, and give me your floaty, fat ass. Absolutely unhinged.
Yes. Cops went back to review her information. They ran a background check and realized that Miller was a phony name. The address was fake, and the phone number just rang to a busy signal.
Oh, my God.
When confronted about this and the tape, the woman claimed that she didn't have ID on her and that she said she was the one being harassed in the situation.
Ah, okay, of course.
I may not know my flowers, but I know a bitch when I see one.
So,
oh boy.
So she's just wrong about everything.
Right.
At that point, this cop had enough and took her in. She was charged with obstruction. The cop noted in the police report she lied about all of her information and the crime and had no reason for doing so.
Right.
So she's going to have some charges to look forward to.
You know, you could have just left the kid alone.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't have been arrested. And now this is going to be, I assume this is going to go like on her record. And this is going to be a whole issue. Like, I would love to know what really happened. Like, what did she just like see a kid enjoying himself? And she's like, you know what? I'm going to ruin your day. Like,
you
what?
Fat ass.
Yeah, right? They're both just going about their day. And she just, in her head, it was like, ruin a small child's day. And she's like, that sounds like a good idea.
I'm in Ohio.
When in Rome. Are you saying, is that like a pastime in Ohio? Just like pushing kids over?
I mean, that's being a Cleveland Browns fan. You might as well just,
I mean, you're not wrong. They're not that far from Cleveland.
Yeah, you might as well just, do it yourself.
Right. Oh, my God.
So, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, she's living that full Ohio lifestyle.
Yeah, when in Rome.
Yep.
But there you go. That's what I have for you this week in the non-fortune cookie odd news.
Lovely.
And both, I didn't realize that until I read it. Both of the perpetrators in our two odd news stories were out of state from where the crime happened.
Don't
traveling
leave the state.
odd news stories.
Traveling odd news. Don't leave the state. It's dangerous.
Yeah, it's not good.
Or do leave the state. I don't know.
No, apparently when you leave the state,
You become a criminal.
You are more likely to be in an odd news story.
I mean, that's kind of true, though.
Especially Florida.
Yeah, look, as somebody who's been to Florida, you go there, it's a different world. Like here, I'm normal, Mikey. I'm wearing my Marvel shirt. I'm just doing my own thing. When I go to Miami, I'm wearing like shark Hawaiian shirts. I'm shooting machine guns. I'm eating nothing but donuts and tacos all day. It's a different world.
Yeah. So there you go. Apparently, if you leave the state,
you go crazy.
You go crazy. You turn into an odd news. You're more likely to turn into an odd news story.
Your odd news probability increases.
That's right.
The further away you get from your home state. That's a fact.
That's our scientific results here on the Crispy Noodle Podcast.
We've run numerous studies.
We've run these studies for 10 years.
We've crunched the numbers. We've reviewed the data. The further away you leave your home state, the more your odd news probability goes up.
Yep. You might be featured on the Non-Fortune Cookie Odd News. So
yeah.
There you go. And on that note, we got to start wrapping this episode up. Thank you guys for listening to the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you like what you heard, make sure you go to our website, thecrispynoodle.com. Make sure you follow us on Facebook, X.
Oh my God.
I'm not going to get used to that. X.
X us.
Well, yeah. Or an Instagram. Stupid.
X.
Elon Musk. Anyway, there you go. X.
That's an odd news story.
It is. But most importantly, make sure you have a way to get every episode sent to you each week. There's three main ways to do it. On YouTube, just go to our YouTube page, hit that subscribe button, and you'll be notified when the new episodes come out on Wednesdays. You can do it on Facebook Watch. You can watch us directly on Facebook if that suits your preferences. Or you can catch us on Spotify. The video podcast does go on Spotify, but also you can put Spotify in the background and listen to us as an audio-only podcast, and therefore you can take us on the go with you. If you decide to leave the state, good luck. You can take us on the go with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, so many great ways to check out the Crispy Noodle Podcast. If you need to get in touch with us individually, on X.
Yeah, on X.
It sounds perverted.
It does.
You can reach us on X by tweeting.
Are they getting rid of tweet? I don't know. However, just get at us.
Just contact us there.
Fine.
I'm at Mike Costanzo. How do I spell my name?
There you go. That's all it took. Elon Musk ruined it.
MikeYCostanco. Jesus.
And I am Eric Liebig, RICHLIEBIG. There you go. We'll have to wrap this episode up on that note. Thank you. This has been the Crispy Noodle Podcast. Let us be the Crispy Noodle in your vegetarian salad of life and boring news. That'll do it. We'll see you guys next week.
See you guys
later. Bye-bye, all you fine people. Stay safe. Good night.
Some of us have great stories, pretty stories that take place at lakes with boats and friends and noodle salad. A lot of people, that's their story. Good times, noodle salad.